3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5. See,
she's in
I
a
can
foreign
count. Hello and welcome to another episode of Star Trek Adventures. I am looking in the wrong camera again, not that one, that one. There's two cameras, one's for the PC, one's for the Mac, and I'm on the Mac. Hello and welcome to Star Trek Adventures. Can you see us? I can see you. I can see your brain. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Don't worry about it. What am I talking? Someone else help me, please. Oh, no. I am going insane. But you will too.
You already were.
Yes, I
But that's what Jenny says.
Jenny says many things.
In
Welcome
Madwell,
to-
Internet is saying.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Star Trek Adventures, the show where we adventure in the Star Trek universe with the Star Trek Adventures role-playing system. And at the moment, one of our crew isn't here, but he will be coming along later on once he gets home. He's been out. I've also been out, which is why I look a bit bedraggled.
Windswept.
Yes, windswept. Can't vouch for interesting, but we are here nevertheless, and our team are currently attempting to rescue some Starfleet personnel from an illegal Dominion prison camp in the Cardassian space. So, can anyone remember where we were up to?
No.
I'm trying to find my notes.
Because all the notes I've got.
Hadn't we landed next to something that was crashed, or in something that was crashed, a space station or something?
A poor man's Empok Nor, I guess.
That is better than the notes I have. Left turn, healing potion, don't trust elf.
So yeah, we're Volon. We're in the Volon system near next door to Chinpoka. Volon 4, and yeah, there's an upside down Cardassian space station on the frosty ground.
Someone's missed a bit from their notes.
What?
Lieutenant Commander Dowd, you are not keeping correct logs.
He's only a lieutenant, remember?
That might be a demerit, my good man. No, we did go through the Volar system, and that was where a marquee base happened to be. But you passed it by, basically waving out the window, as you went through where they're building a Cardassian defense net. You then went
that's
high
right.
warp.
Yes, we kind of floated on by.
Yes, you then went to warp to the Feliar system, which is so far into Cardassian space, that's near the other side. And that's where you found the crashed station. It's yes, like you said, it was a crashed version of Empok Nor, and you landed the runabout that you're all in nearby, but hid it so that people from space wouldn't see it.
Well, we do have more cloaking device.
Sorry, go one person at a time, please. I can't understand.
I said, well, we do have more cloaking device.
You do not have a cloaking device.
It's all right. We've got a portable hologram, and we're going to hide it with a hologram.
Oh, hello, Jailer from Star Trek Beyond. Sorry, what were you going to say, Tabby?
What I was going to say is this was a very chilly planet, wasn't it? I think I put my cardigan on last week.
Yes, it is a very chilly planet. But straight enough, the station that you're on seems rather warm by comparison.
How warm?
Well, we
Warm
scanned
enough.
for habitable bits, I think.
Warm enough that... go on.
My cloak is highly illegal.
Yes, it's so illegal that you didn't bring it with you in case you got in trouble. There is no cloak. The place is surprisingly warm, as if someone is keeping it warm via unnatural means.
Oh,
But,
I mean from vents from the planet, which we discovered.
That's it exactly, Tabby. Vents from the planet. So you found last time when you were looking around, you found that there is, excuse me, in one area of the base, the crashed spaceship, in one of the oil refining plants, there is this old refinery feeding area where pieces of ore would be cut up and added to a conveyor to go into the smelter. when you investigated this area, you found there is a ventilation shaft, and there is also a hidden panel inside one of the control stations of the refiner. And that's
What, a
where we
panel, as in
ended.
just a blanking panel or a control panel?
Sorry?
As in a blanking panel or a control panel?
But funnily enough, the refiner's control station doesn't work, but there is power going to it. And when you investigate, there is a second control panel hidden behind the first, almost as if you can just lift it off. And there's the actual panel that's still working.
Well, now this is Krista's expertise, I think.
Yes, I'll have a look at that.
Are we sure the
Okay.
heat's not caused by Ensign Tabby being in heat?
Wrong kind of heat, but oh my goodness. The wordplay. Oh, that's what
Well-
we come here for.
Well, I think another thing is that
So you lot get away with worse on Question of Trek.
Yeah, they do.
It's a Tom rather than a queen, so I don't think that applies.
What were you saying, Captain Dad?
I think that Cardassian space stations, much like English houses, are designed to keep the heat in.
I'm
And-
never going to
You
live
thought
down that
about that.
frickin' statement,
not-
am I?
and not let it, bleed out. But we know Cardassians like their heat. They lie on hot rocks, and they would. Oh, that's good to note. Actually, they don't like the cold. They don't much like cold-blooded animals. Yeah.
Mm.
So anyway, yeah. So little fun fact, I suppose.
And where am I? Because as I said, if you remember, I missed most of last week.
You're with them. Everyone's landed. I don't know whether you've left the runabout, but we're basically very close to the runabout inside the station now. But the station is in
Yeah.
pieces.
Because I remember I was unwell a lot last week.
Yeah,
Didn't one stay behind on the main ship or something, or was that a different thing?
the main ship isn't here. You've come in a runabout. The main ship has gone back to Earth to confront the changeling replacement to the Admiral.
And the runabout has actually landed, you said. Yes, I see. So we're all here.
Yeah, we're all here. So you could be with them, or you could still be in the runabout and then come out and meet them. That's either's
Yes,
fine.
it's warmer than I thought, so I'll be coming out with my cardigan.
But considering I missed half of it, I'll still be in the runabout for the time being, for the moment.
Before we go any further, I am going to bring up the things for Tabby and T'Pau. Google Drive, why are you telling me about things I already know? I know how to send things. This thing thinks I'm stupid.
No
Thank you for
comment.
thank you for not commenting. I just realised what I'd got myself into there. So let's see. This one is which one have I just done? This one's T'Pau. I'll put the link into the comments. There we go. And the Tabby, let's bring that up. Copy that link. There we go. There we go. So, T'Pau, I believe you're our team's resident hacker, and you were going to have a look at this machine, yes?
Yes.
You're kind of like what was her name on Discovery? Tig Notaro. Whom did she play? Because she ended up she was a hacker and an engineer, but she just engineered bodies. So you're equally adept in the sickbay and, in a motherboard.
She was Jet Reno.
Jet Reno, that's it. That's a very Star Wars sounding name, isn't it?
It is very, very good character as well. I like that one.
Yeah, I thought she was good. Tig Notaro does play Tig Notaro quite well. They just put her in another outfit.
Pretty much. So, if we're examining this control panel, I will need an insight plus security check, please. On
Okay.
2d20.
My insight is 9, and my security
Mhm.
That's 2.
Not bad. So you got an 11. That's not bad. On 2d20, what we getting?
Hang on.
Space.
3 and 9.
Well, that's pretty darn good. So 3 and 9. With that, you only needed a 1. So do you want to bank that extra momentum, or do you want to get some extra info on what this thing does once I tell you what it is? You can decide once I've told you that this panel appears to be controlling the transporter mechanism. It's a control panel that, if you press a certain button, will reveal where the transporter pad is, because that's also hidden, and will also help you to transport down. But it appears it's part of a network, and it's 4 different transporter pads to get you from the surface down through several transporters into the actual complex that's miles beneath the surface.
Right. I think we'll ask for additional information because we've already banked 1 momentum.
That is true, yes.
Clever clogs. I can remember 1 momentum from one to the next, I think.
Yeah, Lex got a momentum last
I was
week.
going to say,
that we
let's
banked.
got 1. I don't
So-
usually remember numbers, but that's good for me.
So what it appears is that this is a very jury-rigged mechanism, and it's, like I say, 4 different transporter pads. But you notice the way that they've got these set up, it may be possible to, instead of go from one pad down to the next one and then have to be beamed further down, it may be possible, if you do certain bits of jiggery-pokery and tinker with it, to set together some kind of macro, essentially, to get a transporter beam from one straight into the pattern buffer of the next and the next and the next, and essentially beam directly down to the complex, bypassing any of the individual pads.
That doesn't sound too difficult.
Okay. I like your style.
Oh, macros aren't so bad.
Unless it's a macro virus and you don't have your knife along.
So, my question to you all is, what's next? So you know where the panel is. You have an idea that this vent that you also found is probably generating a lot of heat from the base. Does anyone want to look at the vent?
Oh, I like heat, so I look at the vent. Cats look like warm things.
Okay, so
Vent.
where is my description? I wrote a description of this vent. Okay, here we are. The hidden ventilation shaft is allowing heat to be pumped out of the prison. While it's not possible to see the bottom of the shaft because it goes down for miles, a quick glance shows that there are a number of sensors inside the ventilation shaft which appear to detect anyone trying to pass through the shaft. Here's the other interesting thing. While you're watching it, some of these little sensors blink off. And it appears that they're blinking on and off in sequence, almost as if they're trying to conserve power or there's something else going on. But either way, not all of the sensors are active all at once. So it may be possible, if you work out the timings, to climb down the vent. I say transport, climb down the vent and get into the prison complex that way as well.
So that complete numpty who designed these sensors put a light on so people can tell if they're working or not.
Yes. Yes. Welcome to Star Trek.
So basically, we have 2 ways to get down to the layer, the bottommost layer. I'm curious about those intervening floors or intervening levels. Is it possible to piggyback a scanning beam through the transporter matrix so that we can sort of do a flash scan of each level?
I don't see why you couldn't do that, but I would
Oh, good,
suggest.
as I made that up. But yeah, Thank
I
you.
like the way you think, but what I would suggest, and I'm sure your tactical officer might agree with me, that given you are trying to infiltrate a Dominion prison camp, there may be some Jem'Hadar around, and you probably don't want to let them know you're here by doing funny things with the transporter. Just
What if it were a passive flash scan?
a passive scan? Give me a sec. Let's think.
Part
I'm
of me
not
worries about going straight down without knowing what's above.
Without knowing what's there. Yes, it's a good idea. I'm not entirely sure a passive scan would penetrate right to the base of the place. You can, perhaps if you piggyback off the transporter, that could work because it is beaming down. All right, let's do this. If you want to try that, let's have a think. I think it would be insight plus engineering to do this. If someone wants to give it a try,
Or even insight and science.
Insight and engineering to get the transporter to work. You have to modify the transporter. Don't you try.
I've got way more science. Okay, so I'm 11 for that particular combination.
You have a chief engineer with you. He's not here right now, but the character is here.
Okay.
Can anyone remember what his stats are?
Steery. Steery is the name.
Oh, yeah, her stats. Sorry.
Yeah. Steery is the name. I don't remember her stats. And I suppose we're not talking about 36, 21, 36 stats type thing. So even beyond that, I don't know. I don't know those, and I don't know the others either.
I can't remember the stats either, unfortunately. Which would be useful.
Well, I could have a. Well, who any advance on 11 among the rest of us?
Insight and engineering.
Yeah, you're quite good at those little. You pull off quite interesting things before.
I am more than that. I am. I think I'm 12.
Okay, so you've beat me out.
One more.
What about the Tabster?
No, I'm 10.
Okay, so Krista, do you want to have a go?
Yeah, I'll have a go at this.
Should I
That's
suggest
sending-
something for you guys? How about one of you assists Krista?
Oh, okay.
That way
Well,
you
I
get-
think I'm the next in the queue for.
Okay. Well, in that case, you roll 1d20 and we add any success that you get to whatever Krista gets.
How many am I rolling D20s?
2.
Okay. Oh.
One
Okay,
D-
I've got 12 and 20.
Okay, so you got 1 success.
Where's the results?
And they do need to get the transporter working so I can join them.
You don't need to get the transporter working. You're in the you're in the runabout. You can just walk out.
Yeah, you
But
parked
I
in
don't
the
know where they are.
I'm sure the runabout transporter's still working. You could beam over.
Yeah, but I need to know where they are first.
The runabout knows where they are. There's a scanner.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, so you got 2 successes. Right. With
Oh,
your
shit.
are you okay?
Go ahead. Yeah, no, I accidentally closed my dice roller thing.
Ah, these things, they're sent to test us.
They are.
So, what you managed to do with your amazing engineering jiggery pokery of hitting it with a hammer and running away is you find through a passive scan, which you managed to disguise as the transporter system doing a self-diagnosis.
Well done to Pal.
It goes bam, 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 all the way down. What you find is there are 4 sets of transporters between you and the ground, the camp down in the bottom of the planet. But the platform around the transporters on each of those is just one room. It doesn't appear to be anything else. It's a transporter pad. Sorry, I just knocked the camera, the microphone. A transporter pad, and then a security room around it. There are creatures in those rooms, but because this is a passive scan, you can't tell exactly what there are, but there are 3 of them in each of the rooms. All of the rooms are the same. So you're on the surface with the transporter pad. Next one down, 3 people in transporter pad. One down, 3 people. One down, 3 people. One down. That's the prison complex, and it's a pad, a larger room, and 4 people.
Sounds like those sets of 3 people are sets of 3 people we'd rather like to avoid.
Yeah, I was wondering if we could scan, like we've had a visual assessment of the thermal vent. Can we do a sensor sweep of the thermal? I'm kind of wondering, is the thermal vent attached to the transporter rooms? Are they connected in some way?
Your passive scan didn't show a connection, but that's a really nice idea.
So shall we kind of do the same? Well, not the exact same. We don't have transporter signals. Shall we do a passive scan of the thermal tube vent?
Okay.
One thing springs to mind.
Yeah.
Whether this would be worthwhile, I don't know. But I remember a lovely old film about someone trying to steal some valuable things from a museum in about the 1960s. It was a fictional film, of course. And what he did was he hid himself in this museum overnight. And they had all kinds of alarms to set off. And he brought with him a paper aeroplane. He used the paper aeroplane to set off the alarms and hide. So every time the guards came, they found that nothing there in particular. And eventually they turned off the alarms and he walked out with all the stuff.
Oh, sort of a Peter and the Wolf. What's that one? The Boy What Cried Wolf.
Yeah.
Let's keep that in the back pocket. That's a clever one.
That is a nice idea. The things that some people think of that is amazing. We'll just turn the security off in this freaking museum. No, don't do that. Oh my goodness.
I would just hate to climb down a boiling hot tube only to find that it's not connected. We have no way of connecting to the that it's not actually connected to anything, and we're just stuck in a boiling hot tube. And you with all that fur on.
We've got to do something first.
What are you going to do?
Well, run about computer, log on to Lieutenant Dowd's comm badge.
Beep beep. Connected.
Oh, you're hailing. Oh, hello.
I'm not hailing.
Oh.
Are you trying to beam in?
Because it's got to be done. Log on to Lieutenant Dowd's comm badge and beam him into a sun.
You're not beaming anyone into the sun.
No.
That's just cruel.
Only kidding. Log on to come on, Lieutenant. Come on, Lieutenant Dowd's comm badge and beam me to their location.
But a little to the left. I don't want to get too vexed or anything like that.
Well, the computers know not to transport me in to exactly where you're standing.
Yes, they don't do that ever since the incident. Okay, so your tactical guys arrived. Meanwhile, you're wanting to have a look at this vent, yes?
Yes, please.
Okay, so given that you've already jerry-rigged the transporter, it's not a problem to do that. You send another pulse out, once again disguising it as a diagnostic. And what you can find is this is a shaft, and it's basically just a giant tube. It goes all the way from the surface down to the complex deep in the planet. It's about a mile long. And down, and all of these sensors that are going off, they appear to be just in rows every now and again, and with big gaps in between. So you have a gap at the top, and then sensor, and then a big gap, sensor, all the way down to the bottom. At the bottom, allow me to...
I think I've got an idea to make that how to sort that out and make it look like an accident.
At the bottom of it, you find a room. It's a small room. There doesn't appear to be anyone in it. And it is not connected to the transporter system that you saw. But there does seem to be a complex surrounding it. So it is connected.
How about we throw a grenade down the chute, get it to detonate halfway down? That should help disable the sensors and make it look like an accident, considering all that heat.
You want a grenade?
Let me probably draw adverse attention.
Like throw the grenade down the chute.
You want to grenade the ventilation shaft to make it look like an accident.
That way, it should help disable some of the sensors.
You want to set off a grenade in a Dominion prison.
Well, considering all this technology looks like it's defective, it shouldn't be too hard to make it look like an accident.
Okay.
And I do have a Cardassian issue grenade.
Okay. You want to set off a grenade in a prison camp? Okay.
It's a Cardassian issue grenade.
The problem is if you destroy that tube, even if it looks like an accident, that gives us only one way out, which is the transporters.
Yeah, but it gives,
I'd much prefer to have more than one way out of somewhere.
But it should give us access to the transporters below.
Yeah, but if it doesn't go quite right, then it's going to be not quite so good. I'm just thinking that, you know, it's like you've got a fire door that you've got and somebody comes along and they're like, oh, that's a lovely fire door. We're just going to wedge it shut permanently. And so when you've got the fire, you can't.
Okay.
Well, it's either that or we nuke it.
So pause for a moment. Do we have somewhere where we could hide on the surface of the planet where we are now, effectively, if a whole bunch of questionable guards or hostile guards were to come out and wonder what's going on?
Technically, yes. The crashed station is here in pieces. There are plenty of places you could try and hide.
Right. Why don't we try this museum approach in that case? Why don't we set off the sensors with some kind of paper aeroplane and see what happens and hide make sure that our runabout is hidden as well, hide somewhere in the space station and see whether we can establish what kinds of guards there are, how they're armed, how they behave, what they do when things are repeatedly set off. Do this over a period of perhaps a few hours.
The paper's very un-Starfleet these days.
Well, there's bits of debris you could drop down the vent.
Yeah, I think we should use inert things like debris that would naturally occur or fall down, because maybe it'll be so annoying that they'll just switch off the whole system because they're just annoyed by all the beeps and false alarms and everything.
Yeah,
everything. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
How about my tin of Nitro-9?
But
it won't be armed.
Okay, Ace from Doctor Who.
But it won't be armed.
Let's just have things that look like they should be there anyway, as Dowd suggested. I think that's a very good idea. So let's just take fragments of stuff from the spaceship, just drop them down bit by bit, making sure they set off the sensors, and then retreat to the hiding place. See who comes up over the course of a few hours and see whether we can spot a pattern.
Okay. Why don't we, when they come up, we just kill them all?
Well, let's see how well armed they are first to make a decision when we see them.
When the guards come up, Krista, what to pull? I'll just grenade them.
Well, that sounds fair.
Well, who's going to throw the first piece of junk down the chute?
Tabby.
Okay.
But I'll find some very small bit of junk.
Picks up Tabby and chucks them down the chute.
You're not throwing Tabby down a mile-long vent.
No,
this is just cruel.
That would be not.
I was about to throw Tabby down.
No, Tabby's going to throw the debris.
No, he's going to throw some debris down, not himself.
Yes.
We're not going banzai.
He'll chuck something down.
No cats were harmed in the making of this.
because you're stealthy. You're strength.
Stealth.
Yeah, you've got loads of stealth, so you can chuck something down and then hide, like make yourself, And maybe can we increase his chances by maybe? Do we have a Thoron generator lying handy to mask his life signs?
Yes, got one in my pouch.
No, you haven't.
Berenguer is part kangaroo.
You could probably.
From Torres.
Well, here's the thing. You have a replicator on the runabout. It's a standard replicator. You may be able to either create or find something on the replicator that you could use to mask your signals.
Or could our tricorders emit Thoron, a weak Thoron pulse?
No, because Thoron particles are supposed to be an old marquee trick to full tricorders.
Oh, yeah, that's a point. They would have to be generated from something else.
But we've known about it for quite some time. I'm sure they. I mean, my iPhone gets an update almost every 3 days. I'm sure they've updated the tricorder between now and Series 2 of DS9.
Thoron particles is Series 2, Series 3 of Voyager.
Are you coming over? Can you bring one with?
He's always there, but you can go get
one on my Thoron generator here.
Okay, if you let's say you've gone back to the shuttle and got runabout and got one from your space caravan.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's the one I bought from Colonel Kira.
Okay. Just name dropping every major
I was just
character.
gonna say, what a name dropper! Quark, Kira, Martok. Who don't you know?
Well, Colonel Kira is my godmother.
Okay.
Her, I got into Starfleet.
And Waxana Troy's my aunt, but I don't brag about it.
No one would brag about that.
I wouldn't brag about that sort of relation.
Okay, so you set up the Thoron generator.
Told me all sorts of horror stories about her.
Some of them are even true. So let's do this. Let's do this. We've set up the Thoron generator. All of you are hiding except for Tabby, yes?
Quite.
Yes.
Yeah.
A very small fragment of shell to drop down.
Okay, let's do this. How can we do this? I'm trying to think what you would need for a hide check. I'm assuming
reason and security.
Everyone's best bridge.
I was wondering about reason, but maybe presence. No, presence would be more like a charisma check, or like
Hiding is more about absence than presence.
Sorry,
hiding is more about absence than presence.
Yes. So yeah, let's go for reason plus security, please, on 2d20.
Reason is 11. Security is 4.
Nice.
That's not too shabby.
20. Let's have a look. So I get 13 and 3.
2. That's 2, isn't it?
2 successes. Okay. So when you do this, you find a reasonable sized piece of debris, enough that you think it'll set off the detectors, and you drop it into the shaft. And as you do that, you quickly run back to a safe place and crouch down and hide and get into position. Almost immediately, the siren starts to trigger. It's like, boop, 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 boop. It seems to be coming from a fair distance, though. It's not like right there in the room with you. For a moment, nothing happens. And nothing at all. And just as you think that nothing is actually going to happen at all, 3 Jem'Hadar soldiers transport in onto the hidden pad. The pad reveals itself from inside the old mechanism, and the transporter activates. These 3 Jem'Hadar arrive. And they start looking around. The one that is clearly the first directs the other 2 to go and do a standard search of the area, while he goes and checks the vent to see if there's anything in it.
And I'm going to phase them in the back.
Sorry?
And I'm going to phase the first in the back.
Let me finish.
Just now.
The first sees nothing. The first of the gem, not the first of the gem. His second, he's looking around and checking for anything. He doesn't see anything either. The third one, unfortunately, spots Commander Dowd.
You picked a bad hiding place.
Sorry,
You would have to give the game away, Lieutenant.
I had to pick someone, and you came up as number 2.
I sneezed, I guess, or something.
Oh dear.
But I'm still favoring the first to send him down the chute.
Give me 1 second because I get to go first. Come out, says, pointing their gun at you. You in the shadows, come here.
You talking to me?
Yes, he's talking to you.
You're the one who's been spotted.
Okay, so I'm going to stride out full of unearned confidence and say, put down your weapon. Can't you tell it's me, you fool?
Surely you don't think the Gemma are that stupid?
No, but he was the changeling was him.
They don't have to be that stupid for very long, just long enough that we can.
What the changeling be hiding?
I like this. Could I have a presence plus command check, please?
From me?
11 and 4.
Yes. No, from T Dowd.
10 and 4. So that's 14.
Okay. 14.
So yeah, I'm going to try and bluff my way to distract him long enough for hopefully one of my friends maybe will help if he's not buying it.
Okay. So 2d20, please.
Oh right, of course, yeah. 5 and 1.
Okay, so you got 2 successes.
I'm going to roll again because this gives me such 2 dice, 20-sided. Oh, everything I've rolled has been like below 10.
Yeah, but that's good. Don't roll again.
Don't complain. You got successes.
No. I'm not trying to lose. I just want to make sure I didn't. No, okay, so this one was 19 and 16. So okay. I just wanted to test that it was capable of doing more than 10. So yeah, no, I'll stick to the 5 and 2 that I had before.
I would stick to that too because you defeated the Jem'Hadar's check. So, Founder, I apologize. I meant no disrespect. But
no,
fine.
No, I'm going to actually do something.
Explain your. Oh, sorry.
Go on. What's wrong, Farron?
So I was going to actually do something and phaser the first, but I'll let Lieutenant Dowd finish first.
Yeah. What were you saying, Captain Dowd? So, Commander
Dowd? I was
Dowd?
going to explain your presence on this level.
Founder, but the alarm went off. We're conducting a routine security sweep.
And what have you discovered?
Nothing so far.
Well, this base is falling apart around us. Look at all of this, claptrap that's just falling. It's falling to bits. I suggest you disarm the sensor net in the thermal vent and run it through a diagnostic series.
As you wish, Founder. Immediately.
All right, get back to where you were.
Okay, so yes,
and take your mates with you.
Okay,
I did not expect this, but yes, that's.
Founder, tell your mates to take you with them.
Don't shout while they're here. They only know that Commander Dowd's here. Don't.
But because Lieutenant Dowd's bait is ahead, he can read the instructions in my mind.
I suppose.
So I'm not shouting.
Okay. So that comes down to Commander Dowd to decide, are you acting on that?
Yeah, yes, I could say, make yourselves useful and escort me down to the prison level.
Okay.
Now, oh dear. Wait a minute. Isn't one of you Betazoid as well?
Yeah, me, half.
No,
I thought you were Vulcan.
I'm half Vulcan and half Betazoid.
Oh, good. Okay. So before I get in the lift, or what the teleporter, transporter, can I surreptitiously mentally send a message updating to Powell about what's going on, and to not let me be gone for too long, because I can't keep this up for very long.
Okay.
What if it comes to it, Lieutenant?
You've
You've got to go to a private room so you can return to your gelatinous state.
Yeah, where's me? Yeah, where's me book?
But the Jem'Hadar aren't going to refuse you that request.
Okay, so the 3 Jem'Hadar and Commander Dowd step onto the transporter,
bricking it, I may add,
and vanish.
Okay.
I'll come back to you in a moment, Commander Dowd.
Yeah, I need some thinking time.
For the rest of you, what's your next step?
We just need to wait a few moments before we can confirm the few moments for them to deactivate the security grid and the chute. Drop another piece down just to be sure, and then we'll get some ropes ready and climb down.
And while Patrick is chucking things down the chute, I'll be taking my cardigan off because that was quite warm.
Okay, this is not going the way I expected, but I love it.
Well, takes Tabby's cardigan and chucks down.
Chucks
it down the chute.
Okay, so a Starfleet issue cardigan falls down the chute. Funnily enough,
it's all in a good cause.
Yes, but now you've got freaking Starfleet uniforms down in the prison camp.
That wasn't a sensible thing to do.
Surely Tabby's not stupid enough to wear the cardigan with Starfleet insignias. He's not wearing plain clothes instead.
It was knitted by my great aunt.
Okay, so after a few moments, you put the cardigan down the vent, and the security system does not appear to go off. The vent appears secure.
We set up rope and chuck it down the chute. Ensign Tabby volunteers to go first.
Get my cardigan back. Have you got a mile of rope somewhere?
This is Starfleet. We can replicate miles of rope.
That is true. You could replicate climbing gear.
Is the lava tube or this vent? Is it man-made? Is it a natural structure? What's the composition of it?
It appears to be a naturally looking thing, but if you inspect it closely while you're going down, it becomes clear how they've done this. They've drilled via a phaser or a destructor beam from a ship directly down into the planet.
So not enough to get your nails and toes into. So yeah, you might want some crampons or something.
Well, we're being lowered down.
We need to roll to start climbing down.
Okay, what were you saying there, Tabby?
We're being lowered on a rope, aren't we? Perhaps if we can materialize ropes into existence, we can materialize a nice sort of winch lift into existence and all go down in one object.
Yeah, Starfleet's not that convenient.
No, but you can build one.
Is Lex still on the runabout?
I would expect so. Yes.
If that character is still there, she could be, material. What do you synthesize? No, what's it called? Replicating and teleporting things as we need.
Yes, I did actually work this out for it. So yes, I did work out that you could construct a winch. I looked it up. So yes, you can do that. So while you guys are winching your way down a mile,
we need to roll anything for that first.
I was considering it, but I thought, given what you're doing, it's not that. I mean, we could roll, but I don't think you'd need to.
If it goes wrong, Tabby falls down the chute.
That is true, actually. Okay, so let's have
He'll
a.
land on his feet. It's not an issue because he's a cat, so it's fine.
Not after a freaking mile.
And then we land on him.
His feet would be an internal organ.
He's thrown his cardy down. He'll land on that. Give him a soft landing. He'll be all right.
After a mile,
and then if we fall, we land on him.
After a mile, your feet will be in your ears.
And I don't fancy being scratched to pieces and have to send him to the brig.
Let's have a think. What can we do? Let's go for a daring plus. Would it be security?
I would have said security.
Yeah, a daring plus security check to climb down.
But I've got 9 and 5. 2d20.
Yep, 2d20.
And 4.
Okay.
So
9 and 2, I think. Yeah, 9
okay,
and 2.
If you can all roll, that would be great.
7 and 7.
Okay, so you're all right. You get down.
19 and 7.
You've got a success. You managed to get down.
I got 3 and 5.
You definitely get down. Okay, so that's fine.
And none of us land on Tabby.
Yeah, none of us landed on Tabby, so it was all right.
Well, we found out his spider goes being scorched by the heat in the vent.
It is quite warm in the room that you arrive in. I'll describe it once I've.
But the cardigan's been burnt to a cinder.
It hasn't. It's not that hot. You'd all be dead if that was true.
Yes, well, I pick up my cardigan, so it's nice and safe. And make sure to keep it well away from Theron in future.
Meanwhile, in the transporter room, you arrive in a large room. And let me just find where I put my description of it.
Let's hope there's no founders around to expose him.
So in the transporter room, you are now inside the Continuity Alpha Dominion prison camp, deep within the frozen planet. It is a very warm room, and the walls are slick with moisture thanks to the high humidity. Cardassians would definitely love this kind of place. But for everyone else, it's not exactly a trip to Risa. You find yourself in a large room with a transporter pad, a security scanner, and a large metal desk. The desk has several pads laid on it, all Cardassian make and model. Behind the desk sits a very bored-looking Cardassian. He looks up at you with a mixture of disgust and vexation, expecting the 3 Jem'Hadar to beam back in. But when he sees Lieutenant Commander Dowd with them,
he's only an expression.
He's Lieutenant Commander. We worked it out last week. When Lieutenant Commander Dowd beams in, his expression changes to one of absolute shock. Who is this? The Cardassian says.
Come on, Commander Dowd, stop throwing your weight around.
Yeah, so do I respond now?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Okay, so I'm going to use my Cardassian, my Betazoid abilities to find out what his name is, if it is a him, so that I can call him by his name and drop other little hints, that he knows so that I will be convincing. So I'll know when I left and everything, because I need to bamboozle him as well.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, I'm going to need
his name is Gulliver.
It's not Gulliver. I will need a presence plus command check, please.
Okay. Presence is 10, command is 4, so that's 14.
Okay, 2d20, please.
Yeah, let's go. Let's have a go. 13 and 8. So
nice.
That's 2. Yeah, because I think I said 14 before or 13. I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a Cardassian name because I didn't write one down. in my head, you guys beamed in and shot this dude without asking.
Cardassian name, I suppose Kim would be one.
We're not going. Well, we're not going
what
to.
happens when you assume?
How about as I said? How about Golubeck? Since we need a name quickly.
I've got one. So, the character's name is Saloy Ival.
Is he a goal?
This is a legate, a former member of the Cardassian military, now allied with the Continuity Alpha Dominion.
But isn't a legate the person in charge of Cardassia?
Legates are the highest level of the military. It's like
also because in DS9 we see here Damar referred to as Legate Damar.
Yes.
He's in charge of Cardassia.
Legate, what you do if you want to escape quickly.
Legates. No, the legates. There are multiple legates. It's like an admiral, or at least that's the equivalent. You'd have the goals as the general high guys, but
then again, you never hear the type referred to as legate.
That's because he decided to keep the name Gull. There is actually a specific episode where he mentions that he prefers Gull instead of Legate because he thinks it makes him more of a man of the people.
So there's Gil, second Glyn, first Glyn, Dalen, Dal, Gull, Jagull, second Legatus, first Legatus, and then Legate.
Yes. Totally not Roman, honest.
Thank you, Internet.
Welcome to the Internet. Have a look around. Anything your brain could ever wanted can be found. We've got mountains of content, some better, some worse. I love that song. So,
I've never heard it till now.
Oh my goodness, it's well worth looking up because it goes incredibly dark at one point. It's like, ooh, I like this.
Oh dear.
So
what's his name? Saloy Ival?
Yes.
What were you looking at when you came? What box were you looking at when you came up with that name?
I wasn't.
Okay.
Just because I got Admiral Jessup's name from a bag from a DIY shop doesn't mean I'm just picking things based on what's on my desk.
Well, not a bad way to go. Okay, I will say, so I will call him by name, and I will also accurately say something from the last time we spoke to each other, and then I'm going to ask for a report.
Founder, I didn't recognize you. I apologize. It is good to have you back.
Of course it is.
Progress has been admittedly slower than we'd like. The base is up and running, but two of our prisoners have escaped. We have some of our troops out looking for them, but so far we have not found them, and I take full responsibility. Please, Founder, forgive me.
Redouble your efforts to capture these people. And what of the prisoners that you didn't let escape?
One has been taken to the hospital for the doctor to do his experiments on, and the other two, they are still well within the complex and under control.
Take me to the prisoners. I wish to see them for myself.
At once.
As it is so hard to get good help these days. And then after that, I shall retire. I've been in this wretched suety duvet form for much too long, and I need to revert to my purer form.
At once, come on. At once, Founder.
Quick sticks.
So, the Jem'Hadar stay in the security area because that's actually where they came from. And the Cardassian leads you out of the transporter room through the exercise yard and straight over at the other side into a cell block. It's just a crappy corridor with a few little crappy rooms off it, where one of the... Why is my brain not working today? One of the... That's the bloody word, yeah! Prisoners, one of the prisoners. No, it's not like we've not been talking about them. Why can't I work now? Oh my goodness, I need to sleep. Where one of the prisoners is currently resting, and it's Admiral Jessup. Meanwhile, back at the security, not the security, at the heat vent. So, our three steadfast explorers and adventurers have managed to get down this shaft.
Right, after I've dusted off my cardigan, I'm going to ask Krista whether she's had any mental vibes from Dowd as to what's going on.
He's said he's okay, and he's working on getting out and dealing with some security.
Send a message to him to try and bluff his way to getting the Admiral out of the cell.
He's working on it now.
Then we'll do the rest.
Okay. So, for the description of this area, you find yourself in a small room with several heat pumps blowing hot air from the prison into a central shaft, which lets the excess air and heat escape up to the planet's surface. It doesn't look like this room is regarded as a priority, and nobody seems to be around. There's a control panel on a desk in one corner, and the only exit, except for the vent, is via one door.
Should we ask Krista to examine this control panel and see what it does?
Sure. Yeah. Let's have a look. Could I have a reason plus security check, please?
Yes. That'd be 13, so see what happens. 10 and 17. Can somebody assist?
I could possibly assist. What stats do you need?
It is reason and security.
Okay, reason is 11, security is 4, and rolling, oh, it's 1d20, isn't it? So that's a 9.
Right, so Tabby and I have done this together. I got a success and he got a success.
Yep. You actually got 3 successes. You only needed 1. Do you want to bank the other 2 as momentum?
Yeah, Tabby's saying yes, so we'll go with that.
Okay, let's go for that. So the control panel is very, very basic. It's a standard Cardassian make and model of panel, and all it does is control whether the heat pumps are working or not. If they okay, that's fine. So if you're just leaving the panel alone, what else do you need to do?
Shall we examine the door and perhaps we see whether there are any signs of life on the other side of the door?
I like this idea. I like this a lot. So,
well, do you know what? I want to turn one of these heat pumps off.
Doesn't make everyone too warm.
Well, that'll be the whole idea. If it's too warm for people, then they're going to have to do something about it.
Well, one of those things might be coming into the room with the heat pumps, which is not necessarily what we want immediately. Should we possibly just have a look at whether there are signs of life on the other side and then think about whether to do that?
So this is what the prison looks like. You guys are down here where the heat vent is, and there's a door that leads to a power generator. That when you examine the door, it's a simple sliding door, and you manage to just slide it a little bit without causing too much noise. Behind that, what you can see is the large power generator, and there's a huge tube that goes from the generator into the heat vent room, and that's where all of the heat from one of the big heat pumps is coming from. The other heat pump is dealing with stuff that the heat that comes from the rest of the building, apparently, or at least that's what it appears to be. So you can see into the power generator room. There is no one in the power generator room at the moment.
Can we run our little tricorders and see whether there's anybody else nearby in the mess hall in particular?
Okay, so if you do a quick scan.
Do we I mean, I don't know quite how time zones work on this planet we've only just landed on and found, but do we know what time it is? Is this near lunchtime or dinner time or this middle of the night?
It's 11s.
It's about 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. So dinner may be a thing that's happening fairly soon. Where's the method? Where's the kitchen? I can't see the kitchen on here.
There isn't one. From what you could tell on your scans of the place, this is all there is.
So bearing in mind the Jem'Hadar don't eat. They just subsist off that Ketracel white substance.
Yes.
Why on earth is there a mess hall then? It's just a hall for making a mess or something.
Well, there'd be a mess hall for the prisoners.
Where on earth do they get their food from? And where are the lavatories? And so this is speaking of someone who's played prison architect, so one bears these things in mind.
The bugs are in the cells.
The bugs.
Sure, don't ask so many questions.
Well, I like asking questions. It's fun. So where do the guards go when they're off duty?
They're Jem'Hadar. The Jem'Hadar don't go off duty.
Gosh, that must be very convenient for them.
Shut up.
Well, they were specially bred for that.
Yeah, the Jem'Hadar are genetically engineered life forms. They're basically just pure soldiers.
I see. Gosh, well, that's rather them than me, I think. Do they not even get cardigans?
Sorry?
So, do they not even get cardigans?
They don't need it. They're literally just genetically engineered to do whatever the hell they're told by the founders.
I see.
Exactly. Thank goodness.
Whom they revere as gods, by the way. It's that kind of situation.
It's 5 o'clock. Dinner for the prisoners, which is going to be magicked in from some kitchen that doesn't exist, is going to be served probably within the next hour or so, maybe 2 or 3 hours. Can we just sit and wait? What's the mess hall like? Are there places to hide in there?
Okay, based on your tricorder scans, what you can tell is that there are 2 life forms in the mess hall. One of them appears to be human. The other appears to be Cardassian.
What was the first one?
Sorry, the first one is human. The second one is Cardassian.
Oh, they're in the mess hall now.
They're in the mess hall now.
So let's think for a moment. We are outnumbering the non-human one, aren't we? But we also have Dowd, who is doing some interesting things.
Oh, it's just a taxi outside. I could hear someone having an argument. I think someone's trying to fight over who got a taxi. So I had to check just in case there's a problem.
I wonder whether Krista has any ideas as to quite how we proceed, because we're not sure how long these people are going to be in there or what they're doing. Because they're there, we can't go in. But of course, Dowd is raising his hand, but he can only beam messages to Krista, who can tell us stuff.
I was wondering if it might not be a bad idea as a contingency plan to secrete a remotely activated charge on that generator in case you need a distraction or we need out of there but quick. PDQ, as they say in America.
Yeah, that sounds a good idea. I like that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Hopefully we won't need to use it, but
that does sound like something that our tactical genius would be able to do.
Yes. So let's let Perrin set up the charge. But let's give the control of setting it off to Krista.
What was that?
You're a bit keen. You have to kind of think a little bit before we set things off, not just randomly set things off. Because if we take all the power out, then that's a bit of a problem for us. Although we can just climb up through that tube. So, although there's a dude in the hospital because they aren't very well, so that might be an issue.
Support systems for this fellow in the hospital might know that need to have power on. So we need to be very careful about doing anything that will damage the people we're trying to rescue.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to set up a remote detonated charge, I'm going to need a control plus security check, please.
That's an 11 and 5.
Okay.
Seven and 1.
So that's fine. You were successfully able to set up a remote charge and hide it so it's out of sight from most angles. You would actually have to go behind the power system and have a look around to be able to find this thing. So that's perfectly fine.
And if it has a little flashing red bulb, poke it out, because that's what gives them away.
It is. I think they only exist in films, though, for telling the audience that they're working. So, meanwhile, back over at the cell block, the Cardassian who came with Commander Dowd says, as you requested, Founder, the prisoner is here.
Which one are we? Is this the one in the medical ward, or is this the one that's?
This is Admiral Jessup. He is in a cell block in one of the cells, and where are we? Right. This is Admiral Jessup. He's a man in his late 60s with a bad back and a bad comb over. His uniform is dirty. I just love that bit. I added it in.
A bad back and an even worse comb over.
He's got a dirty uniform because he's not been able to clean properly. His beard's unkempt, but other than that, he's in decent condition and decent health, save for a broken leg. The broken leg is why he didn't come with you when you escaped. The leg is splintered and shouldn't be a problem for a decent doctor to heal, but apparently the doctor at this place just hasn't bothered.
I thought Admiral Jessup was a woman.
Okay, she's got a bad back and a bad comb over.
So this is Jessup, and he's in a cell, a detention cell.
He's in one of the detention cells. The cell doors aren't locked. This is this is the thing that I remember from that episode where we found Bashir and Garrick in the Dominion prison. The cells during the day just aren't locked. The prisoners are free to wander around.
It's called lockout. So why hasn't this prisoner's wounds been treated?
Founder, those are standing instructions. I don't. You should know this.
Of course I know it. However, I have plans that I have not shared with you, and they involve this prisoner being uninjured. So you will see to his wounds immediately. Now, what of the other prisoners?
As you know, that Lieutenant Commander Hughes is in the mess hall at the moment. She's perfectly fine. There's no injuries, but the Lieutenant Hansen, the experiments have been ongoing for weeks. So whatever's left of that prisoner, I couldn't say what condition they're in. You can't say. Is it not your duty to be aware of everything happening in this installation? Founder, that the Vorta is in charge. I do what I'm told. I serve the Dominion faithfully, and I don't question that. I would never question.
Yes, I've heard that from your kind before. I'm going to turn to the Jem'Hadar that's with us and instruct him to eliminate the Cardassian.
At once, Founder.
Cheers.
And she's gone.
Cheers for that. Cheers for that. I've never, and then I will confide to the Jem'Hadar. I've ever since the
see
final,
it on the screen. You get.
It's the floating plot finger of doom.
Oh, oh.
Ooh, it moves. I thought it was hard plastic.
It's not. It's rubber.
You've just taken it to another level. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jen. Everyone saying hi.
Hi,
Hello, Jenny.
Hello, everyone.
There you go. Bugger off. Can I have the Coke, please? Thank you, please.
Before you bugger off, can I please have a Coke?
I love you, my darling wife. So, sorry, what were you going to say before I was so rudely prodded in the head?
by a pliable green finger. I would say confidingly to the first Ramaticlon that is that the right word?
Ramaticlan was the name of the first, wasn't it? No.
Yeah, that was in the name of one.
Yeah, that one had a name. I'm not sure if any of you.
Yeah, Melody, come say hello to Auntie Jenny.
Oh, hello, Melody.
I'll just call him Bruce. I say I've never trusted those people ever since the final season of Deep Space Nine. And make sure.
Thank you.
Hello, Auntie Jenny.
Melody the cat says hello. Jenny makes mewing noises.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Ensure that Jessup's wounds are tended properly, and I want all ambulatory prisoners in one location, and I want to have a look at the one in the one. Take me to the Vorta and the experimental subject
at once. Meanwhile, over at the power generator, you guys have just set up that bomb in the power generator. What is your next move?
Not set it off, just planted it.
Set up. Set up.
Oh, set up. Sorry, set up. Oh, not set up.
Yeah, we set it up.
Yes, you didn't
set it off. We detonate it.
We didn't detonate it yet.
So it's regional.
So let's not do that. Let's keep the tricorders on and see whether the signs of life in this mess hall change with time, whether anybody enters or leaves.
Okay, so you're not going in just yet?
No, because they don't know.
Probably a good idea.
Let's do the good idea.
So I'll just bring that up again. So now I'm using the one that's not in my set of notes so that I can see all of my notes without giving anything away. Ha ha! Oh, hee ha! And all of that. What am I talking about? No, that doesn't work. We need that down the side, don't we? Yeah. So in the mess hall, the human is fairly stationary. The Cardassian is fairly stationary, but nearer to you than to the human. Basically, the human's over here where my mouse is moving, and the Cardassian is down here near the doorway. All of a sudden, a third individual comes in, followed by a fourth. So now we've got two Jem'Hadar coming in via this doorway here from the exercise yard and surrounding the human. The human is then taken into the exercise yard.
Is anybody then left in the mess hall?
The only person left in the mess hall is the Cardassian that's down here.
let's sit tight and wait for a moment to see what happens next. So I don't think we've been told via the telepathy with Krista and Dowd that we need to intervene at this stage. I think we need to be on standby for the moment. Seems like interesting things are happening.
Okay, if you say that, what actually happens next is you get a tricorder reading of a Jem'Hadar and a Betazoid leaving the cell block into the exercise yard via the transporter room and the security station that's over here, and then into the commandant's office. And then another set of Jem'Hadar from the transporter room go to the cell block and bring the Admiral into the exercise yard.
And they're there with him, are they?
The Jem'Hadar are still with the Admiral in the exercise yard.
Can we see if we can message Dowd via Krista and ask Dowd telepathically what it is he'd like us to do, if anything, at this stage? We are on standby in the generator room.
Blow up the generator and we'll beam everyone that isn't Cardassian or Jem'Hadar back on to the runabout.
You're a mile beneath the surface. The runabout won't be able to get through. That's kind of the point of having the person this far down. If you want to beam out, you're going to have to get to the transporter room. If you want to climb out, you'll have to get to the vent.
So,
Sorry?
T-Dab, what do you want us to do?
Hi, you've reached Tasus Dowd. I can't come to the phone right now. But if you would leave a message and your return telepathic frequency, I'll get back to you as soon as time allows. Okay, so my thinking is we need to separate the humans from everyone else. If I can find the Vorta, I would instruct the Vorta to give out Ketracel White in where could we need to get to the transporter room. So if we direct the Vorta to give out the Ketracel White tubules in the mess hall, that would give us, because I'm near the hospital, that would give us, and then actually if we could seal them in the mess hall somehow, that would allow us to get our human prisoners to the transporter room, and we can transport her up. And we can also blow the power generator, because I have a sneaking suspicion you've rigged it somehow. You know, and yeah, we'll have them maybe be on the part of the mess hall that's closest to the power generator, and you know, we can blow that. Well, wait, we can. Well, we'll save the. Yeah, we don't want to blow the power generator because that's probably what powers the transporter. So we'll. Yeah. Can you use any of that at all?
Yes, I think. Well, if you're going to tell them to give out the Ketras White in the mess hall, so there shouldn't be anybody in security because they will have all gone for their Ketras White in the mess hall. We can come in there, go via the security, and kill anybody that's in here. Seal those two rooms off, and then we can get out across the We can get out across the transporter.
Can you tell how many more Cardass? Oh, sorry, Krista, continue. T'Pau.
And then we can, as soon as we've transported up, we'll blow the generator.
Can you tell how many more Cardassians are on site and how many Vorta are on site? Traditionally, there should just be the one Vorta, but can you tell how many? I've gotten rid of one, but I don't know how many more we've got to deal with. Do you know?
I think there is one more of something else, but we're not sure what they are because there was one human and one other creature, but we don't know what the other creature was. but they're now in the exercise yard altogether.
Well, the thing of it is, I'll tell you what it is. What it is I can only exercise my authority over Jem'Hadar and Vorta. Cardassians, I mean, I can order them all. I could say to all, I could go on the Tannoy and tell the Jem'Hadar to execute any non-Vorta or like execute the Cardassians, basically, as I suspect they are betraying us. But I think that's the last time I can sort of play that card. But I don't know how many more we've got.
Not at all bad.
Either that, or you guys can take out any Cardassians you see. I think I'm reasonably confident I can get the Vorta and the Jem'Hadar into the mess hall for their Ketracel White routine, and then that should clear a path, a much clearer path.
We're dealing with the bloody Cardies.
Yeah, we'll deal with the Cardies if you can do. If you, as soon as you've executed your plan, we'll censor to see where people are, and then we will move in.
As long as it's red, is understood that we're not touching Tabby's Cardi.
Yeah, no, we're not touching Tabby's Cardi.
Yeah, it's suffered.
Away.
Okay.
It suffered enough. So, does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah, we like that. I'll just let the others know that that's what we're doing.
So I will direct the Jem'Hadar to leave all humans in the exercise yard.
Yeah.
The only thing is,
the ambulance humans are currently in the exercise yard. We need the Jem'Hadar to be got rid of, and then we can go in.
The only issue is we do have an incapacitated human in the hospital. So Jessup will be in. I think there's 3 humans total. Is that right?
Yeah.
Jessup, and then somebody that begins with H, I think.
Well, Tabby, you get the one who's in the hospital and bring them to the exercise yard.
Well, I can
So
go
to the room.
So you'll have to go through the security station, the commandant's office, and then take a left.
You're in the commandant's office, aren't you?
No, I'm headed to the hospital, I think. I asked to have a look at the experimental person.
Oh, in that case, you wouldn't have gone via the security station. You'd have gone straight to the hospital room. I thought you asked to go and see the Vorta.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I thought the Vorta was in the hospital running experiments on the person or doing something.
The hospital is under the control of a Cardassian doctor. The Vorta is in the commandant's office.
I remember that guy.
Well, Tabby, as soon as Dowd's got the Vorta and the Jem'Hadar in the mess hall, you go to the hospital, stun the Cardassian, and get the prisoner out of there.
No, kill the Cardassian. He's evil.
I'll stand by until I have confirmation in that case that the security station and commandant's office are clear, as instructed.
Okay.
Right.
That sounds like a lot of roll. I think we have to do a lot of dice rolling now.
Right. Q Tannoy system. Attention, Jem'Hadar and Vorta. Report to the mess hall immediately for distribution of Ketracel White.
No. You didn't just go on the phone, did you? They're going to recognize a Bajoran accent.
I don't think Farron actually had access to that, though, did he? So I think what he's doing...
He didn't have any access to that.
Okay. So you guys are about to do that. Meanwhile, can I confirm where Dowd is going? The hospital or the commandant's?
Well, that depends where the Vorta is.
The Vorta will be in the commandant's office.
Then I'll go there.
Okay.
And I'm going to cross fingers that I can read, or that my character can read Vorta thought waves.
So as you enter...
We were taught to read Vorta in the war.
as you enter the commandant's office, you find it's very, very Spartan. All that's in there is a large desk full of pads and a computer terminal and a chair, a single chair. There are no windows, there are no decorations, nothing. All that's there is the Vorta's chair, a small bed in the corner, and the desk. The Vorta is behind the desk, working, reading some pads. He looks up as you enter with the Jem'Hadar. So, who is this? He says.
This is me, right?
Yeah.
So I am going to call. I would say you should rise in my presence. Insert name here. I'm still in this human form, but intend to rest in me book it as soon as I can possibly manage it. I've toured the facility. I've been given some updates, and I have to say, I've been impressed with the progress here. I authorize you to give a bonus tubule of Ketracel White to your Jem'Hadar. Proceed forthwith to the mess hall and commence distribution immediately. I wish to review the work. I wish to review your work as so diligently laid out on your various pads. Leave them there. Just take the box of Ketracel White and go.
Okay, could I have a presence plus command check?
Oh, what? I have to back it up now? Oh, dear. I thought the performance was just compelling enough.
The performance is very compelling. It's giving you a bonus. Let's put it that way.
Presence plus what, sorry?
Command.
That's 14. Okay. Hold on. I minimized everything. Here you are. You're back again. And is that a 2d20?
Yes, please.
Okay, so 4 and 10.
That is very, very good. Under normal circumstances, that would have definitely worked.
Now we have
was my bed is already
can we use a momentum for something?
Also, a 4 and 10 would have worked.
A 4 and a 10, giving you 2 on a success when I've rolled and got 1 success and already bought another success means that we are tied. So,
well, we want to use one of our bonus momentums.
You want to use a momentum to push it over the edge, do you?
We do.
Very well. I will allow that. You now have 2 momentum. It has worked. Oh, Founder, please forgive me. I did not realize it was you. Your mastery of the solid's form is phenomenal.
Naturally.
At once, I will of course take the Ketracel and distribute it at once.
And my bucket is in the usual place.
Absolutely. My office is at your disposal.
Excellent. Proceed.
So he takes the Jem'Hadar and they head to the mess hall. A security announcement goes out as they pass into the security station. All Jem'Hadar report to the mess hall immediately. So there we go.
Right. Now me, Tabby and Krista are now going to rush to the exercise yard.
Via the security
there.
Transporter room. I think I'm going to the hospital, aren't I? Whereas you and Krista are going to the exercise yard directly.
We're going to the... You can come with us, Tabby, since Dowd's next to the hospital already.
All right, yes, very well. I shall come with you in that case.
Okay.
Right. What do we need? Control plus security?
No, you're using the passive scan on your tricord, as you can see where the Jem'Hadar are. So they will pass via the Commandant's office, security station, transporter room, exercise yard to meet up with the other Jem'Hadar and enter the mess hall. So, the moment that they've passed all through the security station, you can. Why am I? Give me a second. I've just realised that I am just running this on there. Now you can see my mouse. So they're going from here over to there into the transport exercise yard, meeting up, and then going into the mess hall. Meanwhile, once they've passed the security station, you can come out the power generator room through there and meet up via the transporter room and the exercise yard. So you can get straight to there. Meanwhile, Dowd will go into the hospital. Are you sure Dowd is going alone?
And I think we should send Tabby with him.
Yes,
But
let me
surely
go to the hospital to assist
to
her.
do with one
If,
Cardassian doctor.
I was going to say the problem is if this person is very sick, you may need a second person to carry
Yeah.
them.
Well, Tabby, go and join Lieutenant Dowd.
Very well. Well, I shall go through the commandant's office.
Lieutenant Commander, I think you'll find.
I don't recognise that promotion.
Whatever Dowd's rank, I shall join him in the hospital and see if we can neutralise the adverse chappie who may be in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna put all these pads in down my pants because they might be useful.
Okay.
So you're walking around with an interesting gait.
Yeah. Well, Tabby's got a Starfleet issue backpack.
So as you rattle your way into the hospital with your pockets full of pads.
Let's just say Commander Dowd's put all the pads in Tabby's bag.
Well, I
My
don't know
version
how
where
I
it's
feel about that. I'm going to get him to carry this comatose person as well.
But
Yes.
as you enter the hospital, the absolute stench is overwhelming. This is not a hospital. It's barely more than a chop shop for human and alien parts. It seems that the Continuity Alpha Dominion are keeping the lights on here by providing organs on demand and conducting ethically questionable experiments in their spare time. The doctor that is running this place is leaning over a bed with his hands deep into the remains of what appears to have at one point been a human. This person is clearly dead. Well, what's left of them is clearly dead, and it seems he's been dead for a few days.
Oh.
Oh dear. Well, I think
Yeah.
we better eliminate this so-called doctor.
Sorry?
I
What
think
we
we
say,
better
Tabby?
eliminate this so-called doctor. We better stun him. Or it.
Has the doctor seen us?
The
No.
doctor has not seen you. They're very busy with whatever insanity they're currently conducting.
Maybe we should exercise.
to kill.
We just need to get the remains out, aren't we? So that the family can be notified.
You can certainly try that. Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
you
is
should just
it all going to be in one piece, or do we have to bring Ziplocs? Like, I
We
don't
won't have
know.
time for Ziplocs.
You may want to bring a bag.
I was going to say, I think you need a body bag for that.
Do we have any body bags on them? Well, we better get rid of this chap before we start looking for body bags, haven't we? So let's stun this fellow with our.
Oh, you want to kill him? Don't stun him. Kill him.
Well, I think we have to blow up the whole thing before he comes round. I don't think it really matters, does it?
Okay. Let me just remember. I believe for a phasering, it's daring plus security.
Right. So let's just have a look. Daring is 8. Security is 4.
Is it?
I wonder, maybe we should bring him with us and then turn him loose on the frigid surface as a fitting end, because he doesn't like the cold.
Cardassians don't like the cold. That is true.
Yeah, but we're not. Well, how are we going to bring him along with the remains and the human that's supposedly still alive?
He's going to he's going to carry the remains for us. I'm inherently lazy as a person. Yeah,
What about
and
the human
then
is the human we're looking for still alive?
This one is
Well-
not. The other two are.
yeah, Jessup and the other the ambulatory one is.
And make up your mind what you're going to do with the Cardi.
Yeah.
Well,
you
what?
should-
Okay, Tabby, what do you want to do?
I think we'll stun him
Okay.
for now. we can deal with the body bag in a moment, but let's stun this fellow. I'm not sure that we can entirely trust it to do a great deal of anything. And the longer you have to keep up pretense, the more risk there is of being outed.
Oh no, so, I'm not carrying any pretense anymore. I want this man to suffer.
Well, the sooner we get on with it, the sooner we can get out of it before the ruse is discovered.
We can stun him and release him on the surface, can't we? And then let him come round in the cold. So you want daring and security, is that right? So that's 8 and 4 for me. And what?
Okay.
Does Darrett have something better that we can use instead?
Daring is 7 and security is 3, so 10.
And I didn't want to tell me off for wanting to beam bad guys into the sun.
This guy's chopping up humans and sticking his arms in them. Okay, so
is Ferren with us? Because Ferren might have better stats. Oh no, Ferren's not with us, is he? No, it's just us.
Not with us.
Let me roll my dice. I've got 9 and 15.
Okay, and what were your stats again? Sorry.
My
11,
stats. Daring was 8 and security is 4.
So 12. So you got 1, and unfortunately to hit you need 2. So you have missed. That gives the doctor time to look around, stunned.
And you've got teeth now, so he can shoot as well.
Yeah, and pull his blood-drenched arms out of the body. What is the meaning of this? He says.
And I suppose Dowd had better have a go now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, because I only make it up to 10, so I don't know if my shooting may not be the best way for me.
Just try.
You could just try.
Can we use a momentum? Because I know we haven't got many of them left.
You have 2 left.
Yeah, we'll use 1 to help.
I got 11 and 10. I rolled.
And you've got one success as well.
I think. Let me double check that. So what is it? Daring? No. What was it?
Daring plus security.
Yeah, I've got 7 and 3, so that's 10.
So you've got 1 success. You still haven't hit him. Hello, cat.
Oh, could we not use the momentum? Because Patrick thought that was good.
Krista, and I think Melody looks like she agrees as well.
Yeah, she agrees we should use a momentum for this.
Okay, in that case, you've hit. Phasers, could I have 6d6 to see how well you've hit?
6-sided. Is it me you're asking?
Yes.
Okay. So I got 3, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2. So 2 2s, a 3, a 4, and 2 6s.
Okay, so that's okay. So you've hit him for 7, but you have 2 effects as well, both of which could, if you wish, be double damage. Sorry, not double damage, extra damage.
Yeah, like hit him with both barrels, I say.
Okay, you hit him. He is down.
Okay.
Were you hitting to stun or to kill?
Heavy stun.
He's down. This dude ain't going nowhere. So there you go. My goodness.
Well, now me and Chris are in the exercise yard. I'm favouring the Cardies.
There are no Cardassians in the exercise yard.
Admiral and whoever the other prisoner is, follow us to the transporter room.
Okay, someone's going to have to help the Admiral, but yes, you can make it straight to the transporter room.
Well, I'm helping the Admiral. Krista can help the other one.
Okay, the other one's perfect. The other one is actually perfectly fine. The other one, what's that other one's name? Where is it? Lieutenant Commander Ilya Hughes, who is part Delton, is perfectly fine.
Well, do we need to roll anything?
No, that's fine. There's no one there. The only two Cardassians that were left, one's still in the mess hall, and one of them is on the floor in the hospital.
So me, Krista, and the two prisoners are in the transporter room. Where's Tabby and Dowd?
Hang on. Before we do that, we need to somehow block the accesses from the mess hall to the cell block. And can we?
Well,
No,
actually, you probably just want to block the
transported.
Sorry?
We're setting off the explosive as soon as we've transported.
Yeah, Dowd and Tabby need to be out as well. So we need to.
Yeah, well, they help us out. We can get out of here before we're discovered.
Krista, maybe you'll be coming into the transporter room via the exercise yard. Tabby and I will probably enter it via the security station. So if we block those entrances, like to the transporter room, would that do?
Yeah,
we just phase the door controls.
Sure.
Yeah, that would work.
Although I'm a lousy shot if history has taught us anything. Right. So somebody else.
Well, since we're all in the transporter room, I'll phase the door controls.
Right. Okay. So we've come with our prisoners into the transporter room, and we're waiting for Dowd and Tabby.
Okay.
So
and our bag.
I'll phase the exercise yard door.
Okay,
so
I will. For that, I will need daring plus security from you, please.
Well, that's a 9 and 5.
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living.
That was an impressive accent, actually.
I don't know any more of it, love. Sorry, I can't do any more.
It's all taking and no giving.
Get out of bed, stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition.
You do know.
2d20 was it?
2d20, yeah.
Not easy to find this mouse pointer at times. 2 and 2.
Okay, so yeah, that's shut. That door slams shut, and it's not opening anytime soon.
Very good.
Meanwhile, over in the hospital, what are you guys going to do about this body, which, to be honest with you, if you want to take it with you, would fit in probably a reasonable size medical waste bag?
Can we find a reasonable size medical waste bag in this?
There are a fair few. Like I say, this is a chop shop basically for organ replacements. So there's plenty of bags.
Well, let's get a bag and put the remains in the bag so that the family can at least do something with the remains. Seal the bag. Probably double bag it.
Yeah, we better not.
Yeah, I'll hold it open, but you have to do the rest.
Oh,
let's find some. I'm sure
Commander Dowd and Ensign Tabby, don't bring the remains just in case they've done something to them.
To bring or not to bring? Did you say?
Don't bring them.
Don't bring them.
I'll telepath a message to Dowd so we're not communicating that way. Don't bring that body. We don't want it. But however, you need to bring. We'll have the doctor back, and so he can suffer.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll leave the body and drag the doctor to the transporter room.
Fireman's lift.
That'll
exactly.
do,
yeah. Okay, so you hot step it back and head into the transporter room.
Right. Yes. We're back in the transporter room. I'm going to phase it. They're back in the transporter room. I'm going to phase the security station door.
Okay. Daring plus security again, please.
4 and 6.
Yep, that's shut as well, and just in time because you hear some people coming into the security station as you shut the door. So,
who's going to activate the transporter to get us back to the surface?
Here's the question you've got now: are you going up via the multiple pads? Or are you going to do the macro thing that we were all talking about at the start?
I recommend the macro thing because the people in between may not be entirely friendly.
They definitely won't be friendly.
Yeah, we're gonna do the macros.
Okay, so in that case, I am going to need from you. Where is my information?
And can two of us work together on it?
Yes, you can. So I'm
good.
going to.
And we have one momentum left.
Yes, you have a momentum. I'm going to need an insight plus security check, please. From
I've got a
whoever's
10
doing
and a
this first.
5.
I've got 10 and 3.
I have 8 and 4. So
I'm 9 and 2.
Okay, so whoever's got the highest, you're the main, and is someone assisting?
I think it may be Dowd.
I've got a 6 and a 4.
Okay.
Sorry, and what? 2d20?
1 d20 since you're in
assisting. Sorry. 1d. Sorry, it takes me every time I change something, it rolls.
Don't worry.
Buggeration. What have I done now? 1 die. 20-sided. Oh, 19. Sorry, I wasn't much of a help.
Okay.
Can we use a momentum as well?
You're going to use your final momentum. Okay.
I was going to say,
what does Commander Baron Gel say? What is that? All right?
Yeah,
can we use that?
Yeah, use momentum. Let's just get out of here.
Okay,
yeah.
You manage it. So, as the siren is going off for an escape from the security station, no doubt, you manage to successfully rig a macro to allow you to beam from the prison straight up to the surface. So you step on the transporter pad and
now to detonate the Now we're back on the surface. Let's detonate the explosives.
Yeah, I'm detonating the explosives.
Yep, detonate.
You actually feel the explosion as the generator explodes and overloads all of the functions inside the prison. The transporter pad goes dead.
I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky down.
Now you and Tabby chuck the Cardassian out onto the surface.
Yes, I'm chucking the Cardassian onto the surface.
Okay. Now the transporter is dead. The moment that you step off it, the ground shakes and you throw the Cardassian out of the station into the freezing snow. I take it you're...
to run about 6 to beam aboard.
Yes, I'll run about.
Zing! And you're back onto the runabout. So...
Well, Tabby, get us the hell out of here.
Yes, I think the part of the plan, do I need to roll stuff for that?
Okay, in order to get back into space, all I'm going to need from you is a control plus con check, please.
So con is 2, control is 9, and 2d20 gives me 2 and 11.
So you succeed. 2 successes, yeah? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
Can I nuke the surface? Just to be sure.
Well, your mission, as you chose to accept it, did ask you to get rid of the station. So if you wish to beam down a nuke that I'm sure you didn't bring and certainly didn't stuff in your bag when no one was looking, then by all means.
Yeah, I bought 2 nukes.
Then nuke it twice.
What?
We'll nuke it twice because that's
load the nuclear ordnance into the torpedo bays, and we'll fire on the surface.
Well, we are safely away from the planet, having navigated successfully, so we shall line up and allow Patrick's nuking ambitions to be fulfilled again.
Fire!
Pew! You can see the explosion from orbit, thus rendering bringing the Cardassian to the surface completely superfluous.
Commander Dowd.
The whole planet we did?
You've nuked the area.
Yeah. And the station, and that should have buried that secret base as well. Commander Dowd, when we return to Earth, I'm going to nominate you for an Academy Award for Best Acting.
I think I prefer BAFTA.
Are we going to warp? Let's go to warp.
Maximum warp, possible warp.
Well,
Second
then we need
was
to
the
invade the barriers around this area of space again.
That is that would be the final thing, but I'm going to suggest that you get straight back out, and everything's going to be fine.
Well, I'm not going to complain at that.
Commander to Paul, send a priority 1 signal to the Enigma. Advise them that we have succeeded in our mission and we have the Admiral on board.
Done.
An Enigma to runabout, acknowledged. Well done. And ladies and gentlemen, you have now successfully completed the mission.
Commander Farron to Enigma, I recommend Lieutenant Commander Dowden Tabby for a good for one of the best medals.
A nicely polished medal.
Yeah, and a promotion for Ensign Tabby as well.
I can put the medal on my cardigan.
Did you remember
That'll
it?
look nice on your pajamas.
Guys, I actually genuinely thought this would take 2 episodes to get through, but you've managed it in one.
You
Through
didn't expect us to do it the way we did.
Yeah, incredible use of bluffing your way to success.
Fake it until you make it. Isn't that what they say?
That
at least I've got to use a nuke.
You got to use 2 nukes.
But do we manage to stop the fake from taking office?
Yes, you have. The fake was caught by the Enigma. I was just going to suggest that happened off screen while you were doing the daring prison break. Oh, guys, this has been a lot of fun, and at the end of it, I have to say I'm a little sad because it is the final episode. Then, if we finish the mission, and I want to say thank you so much for being part of this game. It's been a lot of fun.
May I suggest, if you haven't time to write one for every week, you just do a couple of episodes a year, lasting about 3 or 4 weeks each.
I was thinking the same thing. I was mulling this over early on because I love doing this with you guys, hanging out and playing the game, and it's a lot of fun. So if you guys are up for that, yeah,
have a lot of fun.
Then let's do that.
And I know you love seeing kitty cats.
Yes.
I do like seeing Melody.
Yeah, we do. We like to see Melody. I'll have to come down and see her in her catness.
So if you guys are fine with that's great for me. I'll put together like a block of 3 or so missions, and we can run those as another season if you fancy that.
Splendid idea.
Sounds good.
Oh, that'll be wonderful. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Before
What's up?
Goes,
Oh, Tabby, not Tabby.
Hello again. Hello, Melody.
Say bye to you lot.
Hello, Melody. Hello. Hi. How are you doing? Hello there. Oh, she's so cute.
Kitty.
Such a cute little
Puss.
Hello. Hello, little cat.
She's cute and she knows it.
She does.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Purring fuzz.
Oh, she's so nice. Oh, guys, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Yes.
Thanks for putting it together
Oh,
and getting it off the ground.
It is a lot of work putting the missions together, but when we play them, it's all worth it, and I love it.
It is.
Oh. Well, guys, thank you again, and to everyone who's been watching at home, thank you so much for your support of the show. We will be back for season 2, and wow, we'll have more adventures of the USS Enigma and its intrepid crew. Or is it? Is it Intrepid? Is it an Intrepid crew on the Galaxy class? It's Galactic Crew.
There we go.
Everyone, thank you so much. Take care and live long and prosper. Have a great night. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.